So today on our couch, we have Storm. Storm is a 16-year-old who uses the pronouns they, them, and their parents sort of introduced them to our podcast, and they reached out to me and said, I think it would be interesting to have an episode with a teenager talking about teenage mental health. And I was like, interesting. Like I'd never really considered it, but especially right now, I feel like this is super important because I feel like Storm's entire age group is like the forgotten age group. Like, do you remember when you were a teenager?
What do you mean the forgotten age group?
Do you remember being
We
a
don't
teenager?
exist, obviously.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Do you remember being a teenager?
Yes, I do,
Your
actually.
entire fucking life was your social life, your friends,
Right.
your... Right now, they are not able to see each other at all. Their only interaction is being
Social
on screens and social media. And, you know, they can't even go to school. They can't go out. They can't do anything. And I just feel like, you know, their age group is probably really struggling a lot right now.
I'm not going to lie. I think when I was this age, if this shit was going down when I was this age, I wouldn't have cared because when I was this age, it was different than it is now. We were always physically together. There was no texting anybody. There was no doing nothing.
Wouldn't you have gone crazy?
It was a neighborhood full of kids, and we'd all hang out with each other. And I was really close with maybe a small handful of people, like really close. Like I was always at this one dude's house or this one dude's house or this one dude's house, and we were always at each other's houses. And I feel like we would have just continued to do that because we would have been each other's bubble, and we would have just still been like,
Yeah,
hey,
but
come
bubbles
over to
aren't
mine.
allowed anymore.
Bubbles aren't allowed
It doesn't
anymore.
even. I'm just telling you what I probably
So
would
you
have.
were going to break the law, you're saying. Okay, I'm glad
Well-
this is recorded then.
Well, to be honest with you, I probably would have.
Well, and
It
the
wouldn't have
thing
been the
is
first time I
there's-
fucking broke the law being a
Oh.
fucking 16-year-old kid. I'm just
I have no
saying.
comment on that, being a 16-year-old kid, so...
Put it this way: the first drink I had wasn't when I was 19, so and
That's
you
true.
can't say that this, the same thing for you,
I
right?
can't say that either.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. So, I mean, I really think I would have. And also, the time was different. We were always in
time
each
was
other's
different.
houses. That's
Everyone was
that's
like outside
that's
or
what
something.
we did,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it wasn't this world of screens and texting anyway.
Well, I still feel like teenagers right now are probably struggling more than people realize. And I've said from the very beginning that I feel like somewhat grateful that I still have small children. You know, like they are entertained by like soap and water. You know what I mean? Like,
Why did you say it like that? More affected than people realize. Like, what makes you think people don't realize?
well, just
and I'm not saying
just
that
some
you're not
things that I
affected,
have
but I'm just
seen.
curious.
Just some things I've seen. I
Like
did
what?
bring up to you that there was a post, and I've seen a few of them. People posting online, like, you know, stop whining about being stuck at home, or stop, you know, like in this generation went through this. Just this generation went through this, and I just feel like they're very often minimizing like teenagers and young adults' mental health right now.
Yeah,
And just from some of the things I've seen.
There's a big difference hiding out in occupied fucking France than there is in
Right?
what this global pandemic is in Ontario. There's a
Exactly.
big fucking difference.